Hello, everybody. Welcome to Sports Bitches. My name is Rachel Bonetta, and I am joined by two of my best gals, Megan Gailey, Sarah Tiana. We are back. We took a little break. That's the positive of owning your own podcast, is you get to take whatever time off you want. Happy New Year to my gals. I am in a hotel room in Atlanta with my husband yet again sleeping behind me as we record a podcast. Oh, and he put the headphones on and the eye mask. He's out.
Oh, he's done.
Sarah, you are at your aunt and uncle's or your parents. Where are you?
I'm at my cousin Joelle's house up in Northern California in her daughter Lacey's room.
Yeah, 10. You have a beautiful shade of purple behind you.
The girl loves purple, and I don't hate it. I like it a lot. And Megan?
Okay, Megan Gailey, we have an announcement. We have perhaps the biggest Sports Bitches announcement that we have made thus far. Meg, do you want to let the people know?
Megan's
what's going
also
on?
In a different place.
I am in a geographically the same place. My house, wearing my Connie Conehead shirt, one of my favorite shirts. But as some listeners have guessed, I am with child right now. Yes. I am pregnant and I am having another boy.
Yay! Boy, mom.
What did you call this months ago while we were recording the pod? And obviously you let us know.
I believe I called it a health condition. Which is like what they would say, like when they would send like a Catholic girl away for 8 months back in the old days. I'm having another boy. We're really struggling with naming. So if any of the listeners want to send some names, obviously we've talked about Reggie.
Oh, I like that.
Peyton is the name that everyone in Indiana already uses. We've already hit all of the sports names. There is a Colts name floating around. My parents and family are against it.
Why not just call him Indiana, like Indiana Jones?
I have brought up Indy. I have definitely brought up Indy. And then CJ started like doing the voice of the little boy. So I was like, I don't know if you're taking this idea seriously.
We named the dog Indiana.
But shout outs to Meg. What you guys have not been seeing behind the scenes is her vomiting a lot in your first trimester. You almost threw up on my lawn a few weeks ago. So you're a real trooper for joining us every single week. And we're so excited!
Yeah.
I'm excited. Once the nausea departs, I'll be very excited that CJ finally has his own 3-on-3 basketball team that I've created for him.
Congrats. And then you could be the coach. Because
I
don't think
I
you need to
really
be the
like
snack
that
mom.
idea.
I think that you should just be the coach because
thank you.
I never know what they're doing.
CJ, I'm not posting about it, but CJ posted an ultrasound picture today with Zach Edey.
Saw that.
So obviously my womb is a joke to him. And someone commented your own Big Baller brand. And so that's really exciting too.
Okay, wow. That is exciting because I just cleaned out my liquor cabinet and we had a Baller brand Merlot. And I said, what the fuck is this? And
was it good? No.
I had to.
I'm
was
not even
also not even like
right
a
now.
label. It was not even like a label, guys. It was like a printed off of like from their home printer and like pasted onto a bottle of wine. What did you say?
It was a prop.
It was a prop?
Yeah.
Oh, I thought that they actually had made one. Go back to bed. You're ruining it.
I was like, I have to find it because I was really into Ball in the Family, their Facebook show.
Oh my God. I really thought that it was real.
I was really excited about your pregnancy because, when I was pregnant, I think like Elon Musk was like having a baby, and that was before Elon Musk was like awful when he was still like,
Before we
and
knew.
I was like, oh, our kids are going to be friends. my son's going to be friends with a billionaire.
Yeah.
Now I'm like,
isn't that kid's name like, like it's a computer sign?
Does he have like 7 kids? Like,
yes.
I
No, he
know
has
he's
9.
getting up
He
there.
has
9. And like
9?
the thing is, we give Nick Cannon so much shit, and it's like
Mhm.
a lot of these men be spreading the seed.
Yeah, but Nick Cannon's kids talk to him.
Exactly.
Do they?
Yeah, so I think also like when your last name is Musk, it's like
Not
maybe
great.
maybe distract them with a name that's crazy.
Yeah.
First name. They're like, let's focus on the first name because my last name. Ugh, there's a lot of things that rhyme
Speaking
with
of
Musk.
Elon
I
Musk,
But
yeah.
good. But I was gonna say that because I was so excited, I'm like, who else is having a baby when I'm
hmm
having a baby? Who are
hmm
they gonna
hmm
have be potentially celebrity friends with? And
hmm
Megan really struck gold because Shohei Ohtani and his
Woo, woo,
wife
woo,
Mamiko are
woo.
pregnant with a girl
A baby
and a
girl.
boy.
They
They
could marry
pretty little
one
Asian
day.
babies who could love each
I
other. One that
know.
and your son is gonna love basketball, and obviously Otani's son is gonna love the WNBA. Or
Yeah.
Otani's daughter, I mean, like because
Maybe
her mom
Otani's
was
daughter will
a
really make like women's baseball really pop off in
Yeah.
Los Angeles.
Yeah,
That
because
would be
yeah.
cool.
the mom is an athlete too. No, when I saw that,
Hmm.
I've got Otani, and then there's this reality star named Kristen Doty. She's also having a daughter. There's some really high profile people. I know I'm
You
throwing in a Bravo
included.
celebrity.
But it's
You
also that
included.
you live close to Otani, so
I
it's like
know.
completely feasible that like
I
your kids could
know.
potentially
Okay,
be
I
in the
like
same
this.
system.
I bet she delivers at Cedars. That's the famous baby
Could
hospital.
they go
That's
to
for
the
like
same school?
if I yeah, I'll stalk this baby.
Okay.
I will
Yeah.
find the baby. And like we have to be around the same because like she announced it, usually announce like after first trimester. I'm like, I think her and did we conceive at the same time? Was this a World Series
Same
conception?
night?
Oh my gosh. It was probably a
Wow.
World Series baby.
I
I
actually
knew,
love that.
yeah, I was like 2 weeks pregnant.
Do
So it
you
may
think
have
that
been just before. Hmm
Do you think that Otani will defer the baby to like December? You know, like I know it's due in June, but will he be like, let's just have it in December
Yeah.
when it's like
Let's
my schedule frees up a little
let's
bit
wait a
more?
Yeah.
sec.
I
Yeah.
always do think about that
Bake a
because
little longer.
you really do see the NFL wives, like all the NFL players are getting engaged right now. And then you see the NFL wives pregnant at the same time. Like they really these
Hmm.
athletes, it's like, listen, we got training camp starting. We can't have a newborn messing up my sleep.
That's
Yeah.
wild.
I used to
That
meet
is
a lot of the
crazy.
Kings players at Ponchos, and Ponchos on
Yeah.
Mondays, lots of the
hmm
Kings player
Karaoke.
the hockey like team comes there and hangs out. And Anze Kopitar was there one night when I was performing and his wife just like loved me. And then
Uh,
she was talking about how they had their baby 9 months after the Kings won the Stanley Cup. I was like, yeah, baby. I
yeah,
love
Agree with
it. I
it.
mean, I
That's
love a
fun
good
because then you
celebration night, baby.
I do too.
yeah, champagne showers among other things.
Yeah. Well, congrats,
Um
Meg, and
yeah,
congrats,
Meg, we're so
Otani.
excited
Thanks.
for you.
Thank you very much for your love and support.
Yes. And then
Um
Rachel could potentially have a baby, right?
Hey, whoa, 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 whoa.
Because where are
No,
you? You
no,
could be
no.
celebrating a victory.
No, I'm not gonna be getting jiggy in this Atlanta hotel room where
Yes, you are.
I can see sperm on the floor in the cart. It does not belong to us. It was here when we arrived. No, we're here for the ASU game. We're so excited. I've never been on a plane that was filled with sports fans that they start like cheering when they
Yeah.
go off the plane. They're like, "Go Devils!"
hmm
And everyone was wishing us luck. I have my little ASU hat that I
Cute.
flew with. I've also never been. We've talked about this on the pod before, but I've never been to a college football game before. So I'm just ready to experience so many things. I'm ready to get drunk. It's New Year's Eve. I'm ready to party. I'm ready to show everyone my boobs. So
Wow.
that's where I'm at.
Can I
And
just correct you really quick? Because I know
What?
that this is your first college football game, but this is not the ASU game. This is the Peach Bowl. It is a very big deal.
Peach
It is a
Bowl.
very
Okay,
big
but
deal.
maybe I am manifesting this, and afterwards people are going to be like, "Oh, that was the ASU
The
game.
SU
Forget
You can
about the
say
game.
Peach Bowl.
ASU won
Forget
the
about
Peach Bowl.
Texas. Forget about Matthew McConaughey. This is the ASU game."
He's going to
Hey,
be
baby.
saying, not all right. Not all right.
Not
Not all
all
right.
right. Not
Oh my God, and we
allowed.
got fancy tickets. We got fancy tickets. We found
You
out last night that we
did?
have fancy tickets. And
How'd
we're
you
close
just
to the
find
field.
out last night?
Because we had tickets and then somebody offered
Uh-huh.
us really nice like club tickets and we get like unlimited drinks.
So what are you going to do with the other tickets?
I don't know what's acted with them.
Did what?
Sell them.
What did you
And
do with your tickets? Did you sell them?
Not yet.
Not yet. He said not yet.
maybe
There's a
just
lucky
give them.
sports bet.
Maybe just give them to like the sluttiest Arizona couple you see on the street.
But
You know?
I'm really hoping that I'll be close enough to Matthew so that I can like maybe I'll take off my hat when Zach's not looking and I'll be like, hi.
Oh,
Yeah, I wonder how that skin looks in person. Okay, so this is the
Leathery.
this is the second round of the college playoff.
Mm-hmm.
The first round games were really bad.
yeah. I mean, they were pretty lopsided. I don't think
Yeah.
any of the games were close.
No.
Everyone kind of just stomped all over everybody. I mean, Notre Dame like just destroyed Indiana, which I'm sure you really appreciated, Megan.
You
Yeah.
like that.
I loved it. And there were 2 turnovers in the first 5 minutes, which I did sort of call. So I have been critical of the jump from 4 teams to 12 teams because it just feels like such an obvious money grab.
And that's new, right? That's brand new
this
this
is- this-
season.
First
First
year.
time
Yeah,
it's
yeah.
being played out.
Yes, if this was last year, you two would not be in Atlanta. Let's just say that. And so, I mean, you might be up to something else going to see Kim Zolciak's house. But
I am going to go to a strip club.
oh, they got good strip clubs in Atlanta. You know that.
Of
Very
course
good.
they do.
Get
I'm
them
going
lemon
some chicken
pepper
wings.
wings, girl.
Good
Of
wings.
course.
So as I was like sitting there laying in my bed, being like, I'm right, patting myself on the back, I started thinking about college football going from 4 bridesmaids, which is like too few. You know, like if I had to pick 4 bridesmaids, I'd be like, oh my gosh, I'm absolutely going to have to leave out some people, even some family. But jumping all the way to 12, it's like, well, now you just got random bitches you had one fun night with. Like you've got some riffraff in there. I think the perfect amount would be 6. You have the 1 and 2 have a bye, 3 play 6, 4 and 5 play each other, and then you go from there. Does that work? Yes.
I think it's
No,
kind of
because
fun.
you-
I mean, what?
yes.
Did you miss?
So then those 2 teams and then those 2 winners. Okay, so that it's like
Yes. Yes.
but that's 1 and 2 have a bye, 3, 4
Yes.
play each other. But then
5 and
that's
6.
4
So-
teams left.
I get so confused.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I guess that
Yeah.
does work.
6.
Would you be
And then-
singing the
then-
same tune if Purdue was in ASU's position right now?
Well, but that's never going to happen.
Never gonna-
And so what'd he say?
what
talking
did you
shit.
say, Zach?
Said Purdue will never be in that position.
That's what I said. Will you tell him that's what I said too?
Megan said that's what she said. You need to stop talking so much shit because Zach was talking
Well-
shit to Megan this weekend and then he got scared and he said, "Don't test her that."
But that's the thing. It's not even. It's like, you know, I this is the issue. The first round games were so bad that it made me so turned off to the experience in general that I didn't even realize these second round games were upon us.
Oh,
I see what you're saying. I see what you're saying. But I do feel like maybe this is just the first year. There's some stinkers. I feel like there's going to be some years where there's a team in the mix that we don't ever expect to be in the mix and they could be really fun. And that's
Sarah-
a good storyline.
Sarah, what are
Well-
the remaining matchups?
Okay. So wait, I was just trying to make sure that like last year it was only 14 because I think
Last year was
I
4.
thought it was 8.
No,
But-
they went from 4 to 12.
Oh yeah,
mean, that's a
Michigan and
big
Alabama,
jump.
That's a big
Washington, and
jump.
Texas last year. Okay, so well today, we're recording this on Tuesday, and then
In Michigan,
Penn State-
Alabama.
No, that wasn't part of the playoff. That was just another bowl game.
Oh.
I
I don't know
know.
anything.
It is
I don't know
confusing.
anything
That
about
was
this
the
fucking call.
Relia
Why
Quest
are you
Bowl.
playing if you're not in the stupid?
Agreed.
Because
That's
because you
a
want to
stupid
get a PS7 or whatever.
Yes, it's because like
A
that's why
giant
everybody was like
Pop-Tart?
mad at Cam Ward the other day in that bowl game for Miami because like he only played the first half and not the second half, and like everyone said it was a stat grab, and it was like really awful of him to not play the whole game, and then Miami lost by 1 point to Iowa State, and it's like it's not going to affect his draft status at all. He's still going to be the number 2 quarterback taken. Like quarterbacks sit out all the time in their bowl games, and like nobody gives a shit in the NFL, like because these games don't matter. Like they have no bearing on the playoff, like the results or the standings for next year. Like nothing
No,
matters.
there was a
So,
kid.
like,
There was a kid who entered the transfer portal who was not allowed to play, and then there was a different kid who entered the transfer portal who was allowed to play. So it's just like there. It's just a shit show. Okay, give us the matchups. Give us the matchups.
okay. So right now, Penn State and Boise State are about to play. It is like
Okay.
that. This is going to be a really good game, I think, because Boise State has Ashton Genty, who I think, should have won the Heisman Trophy.
We heard.
Penn State
Yes,
has
you were
had
very vocal about
incredible.
that.
Yeah, they're 12 and 2
And
all
Boise
year, so,
State
like,
is fun. I like their blue field.
yeah, but they are underdogs by plus 12.5. So they
Oh
are
my
like,
God.
really not expected to win. I think they're going to win. I think they're going to smoke Penn State.
Great.
Ooh, okay, I like
So
that.
that's me.
I
So
would
then-
prefer that. I think Penn State should not have a football program ever
Yes,
again.
It,
I think that
it is. It is the battle of the blue. But yeah, that's the Fiesta Bowl. So that's probably
Okay.
where I think that's in Texas, right?
And I
Is
like
that where
and
the
I like chips. I like chips. Okay.
Oh, yeah. Okay.
Chips.
Yes. Yes. Says
Yeah,
the
yes.
pregnant girl. She likes Tostitos, the Fiesta chips.
Chips.
Oh,
Okay.
gotcha.
Sure. Sure.
So
Sure.
okay.
Yes. Okay. And then
Okay, Boise
tomorrow
State.
on New Year's Day there are 3 games. So there's 6 more teams. So then it's Rachel's game. It's first up, Texas.
You know what's really
Arizona
unfortunate? The
State.
ASU Forkum is with this.
Oh.
I said we can't be doing that.
Whoa!
I didn't
isn't that
even
is that
I've
the
never even
show?
heard of
I had
Forkum.
to. It's the shocker. 2 in the pink, 1 in the
That is-
sing.
Ew,
I said, Zach,
ew.
I'm not going to be doing that. I'm not going to be doing that in the
No,
stands.
you're not. Gonna be
And he's
doing
like, you have to separate all of them. I said, that's even. I'm
that.
not.
Did you learn the songs?
I'm not doing it.
Did you learn the songs?
No,
Rachel?
I didn't learn the songs because if the hand gesture is anything to be,
Yeah.
I don't want to know. I don't want
Yeah,
to know.
okay.
Surprise. All
So
right, okay,
ASU
so that's the
is
first
He
playing
doesn't know
game.
them.
Texas.
Texas, and they are
is
underdogs.
favored by
Yeah.
11 and a half points.
Oh yeah, was it 11.5 now?
But
'Cause
that
it's
has
12.5
gone
this-
down. That has gone down because they were favored by like 14 and a half the other day. And
Okay.
now it's
Yeah.
gone all the way down to 11 and a half. So
Yeah.
things are changing, things are moving.
Okay. All right.
Things-
Caesar saw the hand signal and said, "You know what? We'll throw.
Caesar's
We'll,
got the hand
we'll give him
signal.
3 points for that."
They heard I'm
Yeah.
in town and vlogging for the sports bitches. They're like, oh.
Okay.
she's
Texas
not
was
talking
number
her shit.
3 overall. Arizona State was number 12 overall. So like it makes sense
Yeah.
what the
Big
spread
jump.
is. But I
Big
think
jump.
it's
We're
gonna be a
talking
heck of a
best
game.
friend, random bitch. No
You got
offense. In my
Scataboo
metaphor.
versus Ewers. It's going to be a really fun game.
Okay.
And then the second game tomorrow is the Rose Bowl, which is Ohio
Yes.
State versus Oregon. Oregon's the
Okay.
number 1 team in the country. They are the only undefeated team in the playoffs. They, they have, a Heisman Trophy candidate for their quarterback, Dylan Gabriel, I believe that was his name. And he's been lights out all year, but Oregon really hasn't been tested, and Ohio State had a little bit tougher of a schedule. So I think, even though Ohio State is 11 and 2, I think that game is closer than we expect. And remember, those two played each other
Played
earlier
each
this
other
year.
in
and
Oregon.
barely won in Oregon.
Oregon.
Now
Ooh, so
it's
that'll
in
be fun.
Pasadena at a neutral site.
And the bleachers are out. The parade is happening. The
Mm-hmm.
daycare is closed tomorrow. Like Pasadena, ooh, they get excited.
Tonight's
These
a
rich
fun night to
people-
perform at the Ice House in Pasadena. 'Cause
they
you see
get-
all these Oregon
Are you doing
fans.
that?
Me?
Are you at the?
No.
No, none of us are. Okay, great.
No,
No, I'm not in town.
but we wish them well.
I wish them well. Have fun out there. So, anything else you wanted to add, Megan, about these games that you said you hated, but somehow you know a lot about?
I'm smart.
Yeah, you pulled some stuff out of your ass there.
I'm
I
not
know,
just
but
a sports bitch. I'm a smart bitch. No, I will watch all of those tomorrow. That's the thing. It's like I'll keep my little eye on it. I am a Big Ten girl, so like ultimately, I don't know. I don't like the Ohio State coach though. I dislike him as a person.
What's his name again? Is that Ryan Day
Ryan
or is that
Day.
somebody else?
Ryan Day.
Oh, look at me.
Oh,
Good
and
job.
his beard is just too lined up. He's just not. If
He's got
they,
a crispy.
If they don't win this, I think he gets fired.
I don't know. Yeah, I mean, he's taken them to the playoff he's like,
Yeah, he's been there for a
they're
long
always
time.
there. It's just like they can't get over a hump. But that is what happened with Georgia. Like we were always getting close and they could never
Yeah.
win. And then they finally fired Mark Rick, and then
then
they hired Herbie.
Herbie.
Smart, and then
You
is
got to get a
fantastic.
guy with a funny name. Okay, and then Georgia is playing Notre Dame.
Yes.
Okay.
And that
Georgia's
is,
favored by only one. Ooh.
yeah, it's
Because
a
your
really
quarterback is out.
Our quarterback, Carson Beck, just entered the NFL draft. So
Yeah.
he did have surgery on his elbow. He got hurt in the last game
Yeah.
of the year, the SEC championship. We still ended up winning against Texas with our backup quarterback, Gunnar Henderson, who's from
Gunnar.
a town of like 700 people in South Georgia. He drives a Ford F-150 from the 80s, the same truck that my daddy drove.
He's got a
I
football
love that.
name. Gunnar
Yeah,
is a quarterback name. Gunnar.
Yeah, he's named after his granddaddy, whose name was his granddaddy's name was VD Henderson,
Granddaddy.
and then his parents were like, "We're not going to name him VD," but everybody called him Gunner because he was a World War II gunner in the Marines.
Okay.
So
Okay.
Oh, wow.
Okay.
so that's why it's spelled ER. So he's our quarterback, and then Notre Dame. Nobody's really sure who they are, what their names are. I don't know who plays on that team. I'm
Their
just kidding.
coach is hot.
I'm just kidding. I'm just saying that because Eddie, who's
Yeah.
our producer, is a huge Notre Dame fan. He's probably
And I am
mad right now,
attracted.
but-
if
No.
we were ranking hottest coaches, Notre
hottest
Dame.
coaches.
He is
Yeah.
hot.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Absolutely.
Is that the guy
Yeah.
that you were sending pics of in the chat the other day?
No, that's
No, that's
our-
a that's
Oh, that
the
was-
Falcons.
that was somebody else.
offensive coordinator. We got a lot of hunks floating around.
That's
on
what
these
I'm saying. I
screens.
think we need like a subscription chat so people can chime in and just see what we send back and forth to each other on game days.
Yeah, I found out the man from Baby Girl was British last night, and I almost fell off my bed.
Oh, I cannot fucking wait to watch that movie.
Oh, I just got the screener for it. Yeah, I'm excited. Yeah.
Watch it by yourself.
Yeah,
Don't be watching it with your cousin
Yeah.
or
and
anybody.
everything charged.
Yow!
Oh my gosh.
Okay,
Yeah, so
shall we
anyway,
talk a
tomorrow
little-
should
are
be
we-
really intense. I'll be pacing a lot. I brought all of Cage's Georgia gear up here with us, and I have mine. And
excited.
Okay,
I
we
think
wish
it's
you
going to
well.
be a very close game. I would
Yeah.
not be surprised if Notre Dame wins. Like they've been a really, really good team all year. They're 12-1. We were 11-2. It's like, you know, they have a better record than us, and they should probably be ranked higher than us. But it's just we had one of the hardest strength of schedules in all of college football, which is why our ranking is so high. So we'll see what happens.
Okay, good luck to you and
We'll
Eddie.
be watching.
And to Eddie,
Yeah,
Wait,
well,
which-
mostly to you.
No, not to.
But, like I want you both to be.
Yeah.
I want you
I
both to
know,
be
I'm-
safe.
Whose side are you on?
Well, I want Georgia to win. It's well documented. I am anti the Catholic Church, but yes, yes.
Eddie just chimed
Eddie
in
is
on the
reminding
chat.
me
at
at least
least.
he has the Giants, a
Yeah.
team
Fart
that is
noise.
a team that is trying to tank and still beat the Colts. Okay,
yeah.
moving on.
Ouchie. Okay, let's talk about some NFL stuff. We have a little bit to catch up on because we obviously took last week off. Something that we really wanted to talk about that we're absolutely fascinated with are the gifts that quarterbacks give their offensive line. I was just talking to Zach about this. If I could pick a position to play in the NFL, it would be offensive line because A, I could become a big boy, and B, you get wicked presents every single
Yeah.
Christmas from your
Yeah.
quarterback. Here are some of the ones that I read about online, and maybe we can decide if we like them or not, or who had the best ones. Joe Burrow asked his teammates what they wanted, and they all decided on samurai swords.
Hilarious.
Stupid.
That's
They
what meant.
decided. Oh, I thought that he decided it was samurai swords. 'Cause
no,
he was
he
like,
asked.
No. Oh, I thought
think
they
he-
asked for guns, and he's like, I don't know anything about guns. So
You're
then
right.
he got
You
them.
are
I
right.
like that.
You
Joe,
are
I
right.
like that. That's a good.
How about
that's a good
samurai
switcheroo. And they were like, "Listen, your house got broken into. We want a weapon."
He just bought a Batmobile too. I bet you his
I
house
know.
just has the weirdest shit in it.
And a whole bunch of bitches named Olivia running around.
Oh, scandaloso. Okay, Russell Wilson, he gifted his offensive lineman a Louis Vuitton duffel bag, a $10,000 Airbnb gift card, which I like, and then his own
Love.
brand of alcohol, and then his own brand of running shoes.
Yeah,
Love.
classic.
Love it. Yeah,
Yeah.
I think it's great.
Okay, I think that this one's definitely going to be up there. Patrick Mahomes gave a Yeti cooler stocking, and in that stock, it was a Yeti cooler, but he filled it with a Rolex watch. You know those puffer things that athletes put on their legs?
Yeah.
To like, it's like compression.
Normatec boots. Normatec boots.
Yes, those are the ones.
Yes, I bought those for Chris one year. They're very great.
Really?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Wow. Okay, Patrick
No, I
Mahomes.
didn't buy him like the $4,000. They were
Did
a
you get
lot.
him a Rolex?
Though. Yeah. No.
Oakley's cowboy boots and a Whoop band. I really like this.
What's a Whoop band?
Oh, it like tracks your health. Like Zach wears one.
Oh, okay.
Like tracks your sleep, tracks your health, your workouts, and stuff like that. I like this. It's giving variety. Okay.
Yeah.
It's giving. You can wear Rolex with your cowboy boots. I
Yeah,
like
and
that.
none of it's like branded, as far as we know. You know, like I like
Oakley's
Russell's.
are.
Well,
No, but
yeah,
I mean,
he's
like,
got a huge Oakley sponsorship.
I mean, like to be like, here's Sierra's wine. It's like Sierra's a beautiful gal. I don't know that she makes great wine.
I actually would have loved that because I would have loved to be able to tell everyone, oh my God, he gave me Sierra's wine. Okay,
Yeah.
real big shocker, this one. Brock Purdy gave his entire offensive line trucks, full vehicles.
He's on a rookie contract and got drafted
That's what
last.
everyone was saying. That's what everyone online was saying was like, bitch, how did you afford this?
That
He
is
must
not.
take
out a
I
loan?
pay for that. No
Yeah,
way.
he must have a deal with like a San Francisco or like
Wait,
Bay
wow.
Area. But you know what? San Francisco has the highest rate of car break-ins of any city in the country. So it's like, did you give him a truck or did you give him a headache?
Or did he steal them? Maybe
Right.
he stole them.
Yes.
Maybe he's the reason.
Maybe that's
like
why
that.
they're so bad.
It's a good storyline.
Does anyone know why what happened to him last night? Didn't he get hurt in the Monday night game?
All I kept
30?
seeing was memes of like a man stretching on the sidelines.
Oh, I
Doing,
liked
like
that, though.
sexual stretching. And I was like,
liked
I gotta
it.
turn this game on.
I like that. Lions, hello.
That's what I want in my stocking for Christmas. If
Yeah.
I want
Just him
pictures of the Lions
stretching out the
kicker
groin.
stretching.
Oh, Eddie isn't for Eddie has the actual news.
yeah.
He's not gonna play in week 18 and they stink, so it doesn't matter anyways.
Yeah, who cares?
Yeah, they were out of it.
Okay, and then speak of stinker, the real stinker out of this list, Jaden Daniels gifted his offensive linemen electric scooters so that they didn't have to walk.
But he's 21. You know, like
Yeah.
that's what 21-year-olds do when they get
I don't know.
money.
I think you can electric scooter. I'd be so pissed.
I once heard Jeff Saturday ask, like, what was the best offensive lineman gift he ever got? And he, you know, he's like, I've gotten Rolexes, I've gotten cowboy boots, I've gotten like gaiters, I've gotten all the stuff. He said the best one by far was that Peyton gifted them all around at Augusta.
Oh,
Wow,
that's
like an
awesome.
impossible.
I
how
know.
did-
What-
Did they all play
that?
together, or they could like
I-
bring whomever
I-
they wanted?
I don't know. He didn't go into the details of it. I think Peyton was also there, but he got to play, you know, around it where the Masters is. And I
That
do
is
love
really
an
cool.
experience gift. I think that's
Yeah.
extremely thoughtful.
Yeah, I like that as
I-
well.
I don't like that these are announced and that we
Mhm.
know, because I feel like it pits like people's salaries against each other, which I find like horrifying and horrific. Like I know that Jared Goff like got his lineman like a Yeti cooler full of a bunch of like Wagyu steaks, and everyone was like, "You make $53 million a year." It's like,
Yeah.
so like maybe he knows what these guys like, and like maybe that's what they like. I mean, who cares how much you make a year? It's not about it shouldn't be about like how expensive the present is. It should be about like how cool it is or how much they're gonna like it.
Yeah.
But
I just
me as a
look-
consumer of sports and a reader of like People magazine, I love it because I love just the glimpse into their life. I like talking about it. I like dissecting.
Yeah.
I love watching these offensive linemen that have zero style whatsoever, like Jason Kelsey walking in with a tank top and like a $10,000 Louis Vuitton handbag like
Yes.
the next week after Christmas.
Yeah.
I think it's so fun.
I was curious what the Colts offensive lineman got, so I Googled it, and this is a quote. Anthony Richardson has not given his offensive lineman any gifts.
Okay,
Well,
wow.
I mean, he has
Really
gotten hurt a
funny.
lot.
I know.
Maybe
Which is
that's
like,
why.
you
Maybe
know,
he's
that's
like,
that's a sign too.
yeah, because I was gonna say like there's like Aaron Rodgers
really
should
funny.
definitely not get his offensive line anything.
He's just
Oh,
gonna get
wow.
them
Or like
shots of
Caleb
ayahuasca.
Williams. Yeah, Caleb Williams should get his offensive
So
line like
so
some
funny.
therapy.
I would do that. I would do that passive aggressive shit. If I just got injured
Yeah.
all year, I'd be like, you're not getting anything from me,
No,
motherfuckers.
You're getting a
no.
stocking, a Yeti full of coal.
Oh my God.
Expired
I
Wagyu
saw that
beef.
Justin Herbert got his offensive line like those cool titanium suitcases and then like some sort of like
Oh,
I think like airfare tickets or like a Delta gift card, like something like
I
that.
like
I was
that.
like, I
like
love
that.
that.
I like travel because then you get to just choose wherever you want to go. Like the
Yeah.
Airbnb gift card. What? How do you feel about an Airbnb gift card?
Love
I
it
want
because
I want VRBO.
Yeah, Airbnbs are a bit dusty. A lot of people
Airbnb,
spying these days.
2025, I want to see Airbnb crumble to the ground.
well, they're having a tough time because people ain't moving out of those. Like people are like, like
Oh, you
squatting
can
in them.
squat in
Nothing.
Airbnb?
Nothing
And
makes me more mad than reading squatting stories. I
Yeah,
get so
there's, like-
fired up.
One
Nothing
happened
makes
in LA in the hills.
nothing
Yeah,
makes
I read
me
all about
more
it.
mad than reading what an Airbnb host wants me to do before I leave the house.
Girl, why are we
I don't fucking
cleaning
work
and
here.
also paying a cleaning fee?
I don't work
Make
here,
that
bitch.
make sense.
It's so funny. Oh my God. I hope that's the
Stupid.
clip.
Okay.
I just think can I just really say that like I
Yes.
think an Airbnb is a great gift because like $10,000 first of
That's
all
a
is a
lot.
lot and you could do like you could go to Arizona for 3 days and host like 20 people from your family and like
Yeah.
have
Yeah.
a big post-season party together
Yeah.
or whatever and I think that's super fun or just
It
like
is
a
nice.
whole guys
Oh, that is
weekend
nice.
somewhere. You know what I
Yeah.
mean? And you could get like a fancy mansion for, a few days.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, it is
Anyway.
it's nice. It's
Okay,
nice.
Russ. And that's spency too.
I'm a Russell Wilson stan, so I'm
You
gonna go to
love
bat
Russ.
for anything.
Apologies.
You love Russ.
Steelers are kind of pooping the bed down the stretch.
Oh yeah,
here.
they're
Yeah.
really struggling. They're like the
on?
Falcons of the second half. Yeah.
Okay, I do
They-
have a crazy question to ask, and we were just talking about this because Georgia? Yeah, Sarah, you were just saying this that you kept on going to the playoffs, but then you would never, make it the whole way. Do they ever get rid of Mike Tomlin?
No.
Mm-mm.
You
No way.
can't.
I didn't. I
I
didn't
mean,
notice that. You can cut
He's
I
that.
the
thought-
diva whisperer. That's who Mike
Yeah.
Tomlin is.
I thought that about Belichick, and I think they, who knows what those exact details were, but I think the Steelers are actually like a really well-run organization, and I think there's a lot of like respect and thoughtfulness at the top that like that type of drama, I just don't think would happen.
Yeah. Well, they've lost 4 in a row.
I know, and to watch them lose on Christmas at home, y'all, it filled me with joy. It really did. I was like,
That was my Christmas.
I may have gotten pots and pans and towels for Christmas, but I see these losers swinging their terrible towels, and they lost, and it felt really good because when your team is bad, all you can do is ramp up the haterness. Because it's like, well, my team's out of the playoffs and they're an embarrassment and they should be relegated to the XFL. So now all I can do is hope that the Steelers lose in the most hilarious ways. Speaking
Can I
of,
just say,
Yeah.
I don't think that, as a Steeler Russell Wilson stan, I do not put any of these losses on Russell Wilson. I put them all on ex-Falcons head coach and new offensive coordinator for the Steelers, Arthur Smith. He is a huge
hate
problem.
him.
He has no idea. I mean, he is a pretty decent offensive coordinator, but they've stopped doing everything that has been working all year. And that's like classic.
I am always so
Classic
fascinated by that
move.
guy. Didn't his dad like invent FedEx?
Yeah. He started FedEx. I mean, he did not
Wild.
invent the idea of mail, but yeah.
if my
No, I
my
think
dad,
he invented
like,
mail.
but it's like being a head coach, being a
And you're in Atlanta where it was born. That's where it's.
I just think to be that rich, like to be a child of someone that rich and then have a job that's hard, no, that would not be me.
We
no.
know.
So you think there's something?
I'd be like, I'm good. When it's like,
Yeah.
you got to pave your own way, it's like, no, I don't. I'm
I'd
fine.
ride off into the sunset.
Megan would be like that now. Like if CJ like won $2 million in the lottery, she'd be
All
like,
I want-
I'm never working again.
My feminist dream is for CJ to get rich. That is peak feminism to me.
I like that.
Oh, so sorry.
Can we talk about Christmas games? Okay, so the
Yes.
Steelers lost, and then the real prime time like big event was this Ravens Texans game because like we care about the Ravens and Texans sort of, but mostly because Beyonce was the halftime show. So Beyonce, I mean, I
This
saw
halftime
it.
was unbelievable. It was like the
DJ
Super Bowl.
Yeah, CJ was like, it was better than a Super Bowl show. I think it was different than a Super Bowl show because it was very tailored to Texas. Like, she's in Houston, her hometown. Her last album is a country album. There's Texas
Yeah.
Hold'em. Like, the visuals.
So
I
many
think it
Easter
was,
eggs in the background. It was
Yes.
really cool.
like, she is just such a visionary and such an artist. And then when I saw the score, the Texans lost 31-2. They didn't even score. They got a safety while Beyonce is in the house. And it's like,
That's
if
too-
you are CJ Stroud, you gotta be like, man, I messed up.
Maybe they were worried that she was watching from her dressing room.
I bet she turned it off. She
Lamar
said,
Jackson wasn't
this
worried.
ain't Texas. This ain't Texas.
Listen, I love Beyonce so much, and I think she is truly like a one-of-a-kind artist, and we're never going to see somebody like her again. Really hate that she's married to Jay-Z. Really wish she's making some announcement in January. It's probably like another album. I hope that it's the divorce announcement that she's leaving Jay-Z.
I think it's a tour. I think what she was showing us was
Yeah,
this is what Cowboy Carter will look like on tour. And like if she goes on tour again, it's basically a divorce because she's like, I got to get out of here.
For sure.
I'd go.
I mean,
Should we go?
I would love to go. Yes.
wasn't she?
I've
just
really
on
been
tour last
trying
year?
to-
She just got off tour.
Okay.
Her body, like,
Yeah.
and then like the other gals singing with her, how like
It was
the,
really
the
cool.
flags cross in the background. I was
Did
just
you
like,
see that the flags were covered in plastic wrap? Like the same
Yes.
kind of, somebody was like breaking it down on Twitter, and I was reading about it, that the plastic wrap is like, you know, you put it over your fancy furniture so you can like see it, but you can't actually use it and touch it. And so they were saying that the plastic wrap over the American flag is if like they're here and they can see it and live in it, but they don't get to actually touch it and enjoy it.
oh.
That was, I mean, I could,
Love
that
that.
person could
I
totally be wrong,
honestly-
but I thought that was
I-
really interesting.
I thought that was the Texans being like, no, you can't mess up the hallway. That's what I thought it was.
Yeah, it was amazing.
You know,
She's so
we were-
beautiful.
Yeah, we were in New York in a hotel room, and my son is like bouncing off the walls, and then Beyonce came on, and then he just like laid on the bed and like watched the
Yes.
whole performance. It was like
Yeah.
12 minutes of silence. It was maybe so that's why I truly enjoyed it.
Uh-huh.
because My son was quiet for 12 straight minutes.
I
while he
love that she
literally
can
laid
just-
on the bed.
I love that she can just decide that she's going to do a Super Bowl halftime show at any point. in
At
the
any
year.
moment.
And
it was
we will be watching. We will be
Yeah.
I mean, the thing of the Super Bowl halftime doesn't pay.
right.
That's like it doesn't you don't get paid to do it. It's just like for free. And she did one in New Orleans, remember? And it's in New Orleans again. And last time she did a Super Bowl halftime, they lost power in the stadium.
Oh
The
my
game was
God,
delayed
yes.
for like 20 minutes.
That was
and everyone
so
blamed
funny.
Beyonce. And they're
No.
like, oh, she just takes up too much energy. And everyone was like, well, it was worth it. It was a
Yeah,
better
it was
game.
it was amazing. And like it was kind of subdued. Like I was thinking of Shakira and J-Lo, how like, let's get, like that really was, and this did not have the Super Bowl energy. It was like, I am an artist. Nobody cares about the Texans. Watch me work.
It was really
And,
like, soft when she was like coming in on the
Singing
horse.
Blackbird.
on her little
like,
horse. And then the cars,
Got it.
then the cars started to shoot up with the
Yes.
fireworks, and I was like, let's fucking have it. I loved it. I
I
love that
just
they
love that
also
Blue
cut it
was
from
with
the game,
her.
and now it's just its own thing on Netflix.
Yeah,
Yeah,
my
Blue crushed.
Yeah, I love that Blue was with her, but then also I just was like, I wonder how much money she got paid because for the Super Bowl you don't make any
So
money,
much.
but I'm sure Netflix gave her
so
a
much.
billion.
What did
I
you
bet-
guys? What did you guys think about the Netflix of it all? There weren't that many issues, right?
I thought it looked great. It sounded good. Like, yeah, it was just like it's just the two games absolutely stunk. Like, they were completely lopsided, and I thought it was kind of weird, like them pushing the "is it cake" stuff on it with like making people eat the football. I was like, I don't know, I really like that, but I like the jackets. I thought that was cool.
There was one point I looked at the screen and it was halftime of I guess the first game, and the collection of people analyzing it, I was like, this is an insane group together. It was like Manti Te'o and just like a random hodgepodge of people. And I'm like, I think they could have streamlined the personalities a little bit more, but I think all those people got paid.
For sure.
I do think like the NBA is Christmas Day. The NBA games were really good. Like the Warriors Lakers game was insane.
Really good. That was
and
wild.
They did a really cute thing. It wasn't for adults. They did Mickey as the Knicks, whoever the Knicks were playing. The Knicks and the Spurs. The Knicks and Spurs, yes, you were. They did Mickey on like a Mickey broadcast, and like Mickey was shooting threes. Goofy went off. They did a Mickey dunk contest at halftime. Minnie won. Like it was,
of course,
it was like what I wanted the Simpsons game to be. Like it didn't visually work for me, but Conrad was obsessed with it, and I'm like, well, then that's a win.
Yeah, that's so fun. Before we move off of basketball, Sarah, how was your Christmas Knicks experience?
Oh, I mean, it was lovely. I mean, I'd never been to Madison Square Garden, and I thought it was really cool. I made one joke about Puerto Rico that didn't land there, but other than that, everything was great. No, I mean, my son loved it. It was we had good seats, like just like right in the middle, and they had dunking Santas at halftime, and so I will say that like we got League Pass this year for the first time, and that is my favorite part about League Pass is that you get to see the shoot around and the warm ups, and that you get to watch all the halftime shows.
The local prod.
Yes, and then you get to watch, like the cheerleaders when they come out and dance. Like, so when you're watching a quad box, you're like, oh, I didn't even, it kind of gives you a feel for every stadium and team and arena and like the experience of all those games. Cause like, I'm not going to go watch the Spurs play in San Antonio. I don't think, unless, I just happened to be there. So it's kind of fun to see it.
Guys,
so,
one of my New Year's resolutions is to go to one of those games at Cosm. Is that what it's called?
Oh, yeah.
I'll go.
Let's go.
Yeah, we can go whenever. PZ runs it.
Exactly. We got our names.
Yeah, we can go whenever we want. Yeah. And I'll tell you guys offline, but he said we could have a gig there if we want.
All right. Can we talk about this Bills story that I sent you guys last night briefly?
Wait, what was the Bills story?
Yeah, I'm going to refresh your memory. Okay, so there was a TikTok. Basically, the girl in the TikTok, her dad works Bills security. And one of his coworkers had to throw out a man and a woman that were hooking up in the men's bathroom. And they said, this happens, people get drunk, whatever. So they were like, our stuff is still at our seats. Will you please let us go get it? And he's like, I can't let you back in the stadium. I'll have to go get your stuff. So he goes back to get their stuff, and they had gone to the game with two other people who were their husband and wife. So they were not only hooking up in the Bills bathroom, they were cheating on their spouses that they had gone to the game with. Now, I remembered this game because my friends who are massive Bills fans had gone. It was 6 degrees. So you're talking undies, long
snow
johns,
pants.
Snow pants. They're basically feeling
snow
just
pants
like
around the ankles.
a bunch of like padded, like it's like, how do you even get your holes out to get them to each other when you got 8 layers on?
Oh my Lord.
Do you
not
think
the
when
holes.
a Bills fan climaxes, they fall through a table?
And the table erupts in flames?
I
Yes,
think they go, Josh!
those in the men's bathrooms.
I want to know what were they planning on doing if they got to go back to their seat? Hey,
And,
really quick, we just had text and we're getting kicked out. So sorry.
Oh, the line for beer was
What
really
were they
long.
gonna
You guys
do?
should see it.
It's just like,
But they were
I-
still going to get kicked out. They knew that they were going to get kicked out. Were they going to try and make a run for it?
I guess they thought maybe they could be like, oh, she Peter, like say something else, because the girl in the TikTok, she said that like the security guard who went to go get their stuff didn't put two and two together, that like these were the actual spouses, and let the cat out of the bag of like, oh no, they're being thrown out because they were hooking up in the men's bathroom.
That's devastating.
On
Could
like
you
December
imagine?
22nd, too. Like it was like right before Christmas.
Here's the other thing. The men's bathroom is always the busiest at a football
I
stadium.
know.
So I don't
And the
understand
floor
why you
is
don't go to the
covered in
women's.
Well, because if a man walks into the women's, we're like, get out of here.
But a men's stall is probably cleaner. You know what
Yeah.
I mean? Because like a women's stalls are always disgusting and women pee on the seat, and I will not get over that. Like I'm like, just sit the fuck down. You know what I mean? Like stop peeing on the seat.
And make a nest.
In other hilarious Bills news, they had a Josh Allen lookalike contest, and it's like every man in Buffalo looks like a fatter version of Josh Allen. You know, like you don't shave for 3 days and you look like Josh Allen. The man who got second place is a black man.
Yes. Yes, he is.
Incredible.
Yes.
And looks
He is.
nothing like Josh. Looks not even just like, oh, he's a black man, but he does look like Josh Allen. He is a black man. He looks nothing like Josh Allen.
Is he a black man with no swag? Because maybe that's what made him look alike.
The Jets
Oh.
actually made Josh Allen look like he did have a swag. Did you guys see that video of them walking out of the tunnel and they had the giant boom box and they were like, let's go. And Josh Allen's off to the side, literally like, he looks like he's laughing at them.
He probably
Yeah.
was.
Brutal.
Because like
Yeah,
why?
and then the
Like
Bills
what's?
slapped
I mean,
them.
I understand when like you're on that team, you're just like trying to find a reason to play. So like
Sure.
whatever you got to do to psych yourself up to even go out there at this point, it's got to be like.
Can you give us, Rachel? You were like, is
Oh,
anyone
hell
watching? Is
yeah.
anyone watching Enigma? And Sarah and I were like, no, we're not going to be able to do
No,
that.
I can barely watch a regular Jets game. I'm certainly not going to watch Aaron Rodgers for any longer than I have
Guys,
to.
I already
Enigma
texted
is
you
the
earlier.
Aaron Rodgers docuseries.
Yes. I think it's only like 3 episodes. I unfortunately really enjoyed it. Only set out to watch 1 episode and I was just going to be like, you know what? This was too bad to watch. And then I got into it and I really, really liked it. Guys, he is just deeply, truly hates himself. Is
Yeah.
so
Really?
miserable with who he is. I think some trauma happened in the church, happened with his family when he was younger. And that's why he is just such a miserable human being. He truly hates himself. And that is why he's having to go to Costa Rica. That's why I'm crying on the plane because I'm like, this is a man that is just so deeply sad. And then and then Zach says, cut that shit out. And then the next frame is him with RFK explaining
Oh,
to
God.
RFK why the assassination of JFK is a conspiracy theory. And I was like, oh my God, he's insane. He's so crazy, so problematic, la da 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 da. But after watching this, I was just like, oh, he's just like a deeply hurt human being.
But do you think that that is because he refuses to admit something to himself, or do you think something happened to him that
I
has,
think
like,
that something
stalled?
happened to him. His parents, he talked about them being like very conservative, very into the church. And I think that what we've learned about Aaron Rodgers is that he's like very headstrong. And so when he gets told to do something, he's going to really revolt. And I think that they really made him go to church and made him kind of comply with that. And then he also had this really interesting part of the documentary that he talked about how he thought that his parents thought he was weak. And he's like, they're the reason why I became the toughest motherfuckers because they thought I was weak. And I'm like, okay, I don't know what the fuck happened with his family, but
it's
not
like,
good.
dog, you got to go to therapy, babe. My issue
That
with,
sounds
and
like
this is not just the Aaron Rodgers. All of these documentaries, and I succumb to every single one. Like I watch a
Me
documentary,
too.
but,
I
like,
know what you're gonna say.
I'm signing and then like a think piece comes out and it's like, it's all wrong. So the issue with these Netflix specific produced ones is that they're produced by the subject. So it's like Aaron Rodgers is producing a commercial and then they're saying it's a
1000%.
documentary, and it's like, no, it's a commercial. And like we've lost the script of like what is sort of like entertainment that is being controlled by that person, and I don't even like biopics when the person's still alive. I'm
You're
like, Bob
totally
Dylan.
right, Meg. You're totally right. And I'm not saying that this made me change my opinion of Aaron Rodgers. I think I now kind of understand. And that's why I think it's called an enigma. Is like there's so much more to him that we understand. I think that the documentary is interesting because I was hearing him talk about things that I've never heard him talk about. And I think that what I liked about it is that I learned like, oh, wow, he is just so deeply sad. He talks about winning his first Super Bowl and getting on the bus and being like, fuck, that's it. What else now? Like he just doesn't have like love for himself. And so that's why he's going and doing ayahuasca. That's why he's like licking poisonous toads in the jungle. Like he is just on this journey to find happiness because he doesn't know where to find it because he's sad.
Do you think that's why he decided to not win any more Super Bowls?
You know what? Maybe. That's another thing that at the end of it, I was just like, why the fuck are you a football player? Like, it just doesn't align with everything else that he's talking about. And we were just talking about this the other day because there was an article that came out in the Washington Post?
Yeah.
And it was very scandalous. Basically, just to summarize really quick, is that all of these retired athletes that are suffering from CTE and dementia are coming and wanting, help and funds from the NFL, and the NFL has hired
which they
this
have
law
said
firm.
they would do, which is what like the settlements of like that's the agreement. They're not coming with their hands out like you owe me back pay. It's like this was the agreement. I have dementia. You help me
Players
live.
Association, the
Association.
NFLPA, which is when players threaten to strike, it's the NFL Players Association that has their back. It's what they're all members of. It's their union. Yeah. So it's the union that has these protections for these players.
Yeah. So there are these lawyers that are mediating between the NFL and these players in the union, and they are just sending that. They're supposed to be neutral. They're supposed to be Switzerland, and they're just sending these players just around and around and around until basically the players die, and then they get no money. So they're just like, it's like a waiting game, and they're just like going through all of these like legal loopholes to prolong. And we were saying like, you know what they should do is some famous football player should advocate on behalf of these players, right? Isn't that what we were saying the other day?
Yeah, I think
I think the person that could do that could be Aaron Rodgers.
But he never will because he's so caught up in him.
Yeah.
And so
he's so obsessed with health until it comes to literally everybody else.
Yeah. I mean, it's the same exact argument and like screaming that people are doing about the healthcare industry at large post this murder, because it's like, hey, we've paid into this. And in the NFL players' case, hey, we've given our bodies over for this sport to become the biggest sport in the world, probably behind like Premier League soccer, whatever. And now all we're asking is to not die of dementia in the most painful, hateful way possible. And the NFL is like, no, sorry.
By the way, the NFL players do pay into it. It's part of the NFLPA.
Yes,
they pay,
which is even more fucked up that they're not getting their money.
Their union.
Yes.
Yeah.
No,
I saw this TikTok.
It's inhumane. It's inhumane.
I think what I was saying is that it's because the people who are fighting the hardest against it are these like 60-year-old football players who get dementia and CTE, or we don't know they have CTE till the end, but until somebody super famous goes through that and has dementia that everybody remembers and can advocate for, and it's going to have to be early onset, right? Because like most of these guys won't have played together. It's going to take something like that. It's like the way we always say that, like, gun violence isn't going to be solved until a congressman's kid is shot in a school.
Yeah.
Like
they add another game. They might add another game to the schedule.
They will.
And I was watching a TikTok of this guy that was saying like, the players should strike. Yeah. And that's the only way that there's going to be a change. But that strike has to happen from the very tippity top down. You're not going to
No, you need current. I really did think Junior Seau's death and the way he, died was because that is a famous player. He very clearly like died in a way to go, please study me. This is not right. And it's just like, okay, well, you got a mural.
I really don't understand why
like that.
guys don't wear the Guardian caps. Like
I
I saw,
know.
like I think Jalen
Because I
Reed.
think they get like bullied.
Well, okay.
Why
Like
else?
you're a
Why
football
else are they
player.
not?
Just
But
beat the
but
shit
they're
out
men.
of somebody.
They're men. They're dumb.
I know.
If somebody says you fucking pussy, you're wearing the Guardian cap.
Yeah.
Why don't they just
I
make that mandatory?
The team with the most Guardian caps being worn was the Colts, and everyone was like, "Yeah, because they don't want to die for that team."
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I mean, I think I saw like Reed was wearing it on the Packers the other night, and I was like, good for him.
Yeah.
You know, like there's, they make those hats for baseball players, like pitchers, because they were getting,
Hmm.
whenever they get hit in the head, like they have like, and some guys wouldn't wear them because it was like they were like too bulky, and there were a few pitchers that would, and I'm like,
I
yeah,
mean, like
get out there with your big hat.
head aside, like their heads are. I remember seeing Mike Ditka. He's passed now, right?
Hmm.
I remember seeing him just walking like down a hallway once and being like, "Oh my God, that looks like a war veteran." Like
Hmm.
knees, arms, hands mangled from football, and that's not even talking about, the your nervous system. Um,
Yeah.
My last note on Enigma is he really just wants everyone to know how smart he is. He was
Okay.
doing all these tests. He was like getting his brain tested so that we could see like how fast his brain moved. And I was like, okay, this is fucking dumb.
I mean,
is
if
stupid.
you're saying that, then that really worries me that like something did happen either in the church or like with a coach, like a young coach or something when he was coming up. And he told his parents they didn't believe him. And then now he has trauma, and that's why he can't find love because he can't A, accept it, and B, he's afraid of the touching, or you also just can't love until you love yourself. You cannot be loved by another person. You have to like go through
Honestly,
that
guys,
as a
I do
human.
deserve it. I think it if you're curious enough, it is an interesting watch because it really is just a character study. I know that he probably set out for it to be like, I'm reclaiming my voice and I want people to know about ayahuasca and I want people to know that I'm not this like piece of shit that the media makes it out to be. But then I watched it and I was like, oh, you're just like a deeply hurt human being. Like,
Yeah.
you got hurt when you were a kid and you never let go of that anger or pain.
And I think, unfortunately, I just don't trust anything he says. Like, I think he's just a really unreliable source. So it's like, I don't believe him. I think there's like,
Well, thank
there's
God
a
he's not our vice
pathological.
president because that was the thing that almost happened too.
Oh, I mean, he's going to be in the cabinet. Can I end on a positive note with a sports bitch this week?
Yeah.
Yes.
Okay. So the Colts are out of the playoffs, and it's pretty devastating. But there is one positive story coming out of Indianapolis. This happened a few weeks ago, but Reggie Wayne, who is now once again a finalist for the Hall of Fame, please put him in. We love him so much. A few weeks ago, he was driving to the Colts facility. There was a car accident in front of him. Him and a couple other bystanders helped take the woman out of the crashed car and bring her to safety. Reggie Wayne, Hall of Fame player, Hall of Fame person.
Hall of Fame
bitch
sports
of the
bitch.
week.
Sports bitch of the week.
Good
Love
job,
him.
Reggie Wayne.
Incredible.
More people should do that. I helped a lady outside of TJ Maxx get the zipper out of her pants. It was stuck. Her
What?
purse zipper got stuck in her leggings. She was like this old lady. She's like, "Please, can you help?" I'm like, "Yeah,
Oh,
yeah."
old lady, yeah. I tried to
I
help
go.
a Russian lady today. She was like doing Uber Eats. I'm like, "Are you looking for Phil's coffee?" And she goes, "What?" And then I go,
Uh-huh.
"Never mind. Never mind."
My taxi
Bye.
driver, when we were trying to pay him, couldn't log on to his like pay thing, and so Zach had already left, took our bags, went to go check into the hotel, and I was like, okay, and what's the password? And I'm typing it in on his like cash register thing. I gave him
Wow.
a big tip because I was just like, go home, go home.
We're all
have a little nap.
heroes.
You're too old.
Yeah.
I know. Probably a
What are you
fucking
gonna-
doctor in whatever country he came from.
What are you gonna do for New Year's Eve, Rach?
We are going to STK.
Yeah,
Uh-huh.
steak.
Nice.
Gonna get a little litty. And hopefully not super hungover because I feel like I've been hungover the last like entire week.
Also, your
Just
game
with
is so early
post-Christmas.
tomorrow. Like you have to
It's
get
12,
up and go.
12 here,
Noon.
apparently.
No.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is it? Oh, okay.
I don't know. Maybe
I
Zach.
think it's
fucked
at
up,
1
but
p.m. I think it's at 1 p.m. But yes,
He told me
told
12
you knew.
earlier.
He told you
He
12.
did 9 a.m. game.
But I'm vlogging my experience and I'm going to post it on the Sports Bitches
All right.
Instagram so
Can't
that
wait to
everyone
see it.
can follow along. Are you
Cannot
guys doing
wait.
anything fun for New Year's?
I'm going
We are
to.
going. bowling with
I
my
love
whole
bowling.
family.
Yeah.
You know I love bowling.
Bowling and Chinese food.
Oh, that sounds amazing.
Oh, that
I am
sounds
going
amazing.
to a kid-friendly New Year's Eve party where we will be celebrating the East Coast New Year's. And
Oh.
I was in charge of all of the children's drinks because I am a sober, dumb bitch.
And what'd you make?
Yeah. What
Oh,
are you making?
I got like Martinelli's. You know, I got some
Oh.
Fresca. So I got
I love a
Martinelli's,
Martinelli's.
Fresca, strawberry lemonade, and fruit punch.
You're gonna make
Get
like a
after
jungle
it.
juice for kids.
Yeah, I'm gonna get the
the
kids all
sink.
hopped up on sugar.
Yeah. She's like, I brought Red Bull for everybody. It's non-alcoholic.
I might be sober, but I'm still gonna fuck up your day.
All right. Well, that's our app. I missed you guys last week. It didn't feel right not doing an episode, but
I know.
we'll see you guys back next week. And we got playoffs, baby. We're roaring towards the end here.
Yeah. Happy New
Love you
Year.
guys. Happy
Yeah, Happy New
Go-
Year. Go dogs.
Go ASU. Go dogs. Go
Welcome.
Eddie. Just Eddie as a person, not his teams.
Just do horns down instead of
Horns
the ASU
down.
thing. Just do horns down.
Orcum. That looks disgusting.